the most delusional person you've ever met. My mother-in-law thinks the world revolves around her. At our wedding, she wore a long ivory dress, which basically looked white, with a veil to match. It wasn't even surprising because I had already accepted that my husband's family was dysfunctional as heck. I still remember the first time I visited his two brothers, Terrence and Marcus, at their shared apartment. It was 90 degrees outside, but for some reason they had the AC cranked up so high it was literally 40 degrees. Hey, do you mind if I turn down the air conditioning? Oh wow. So we let you into our home and now you think you can make demands? Terrence yelled at the top of his lungs. Meanwhile, Marcus clenched his fists so hard they went white, but compared to his mother, Terrence and Marcus were practically gems. My husband introduced me at Marcus's birthday. Terrence couldn't make it. Everything was going fine until she, completely unprompted, started sharing all of Terrence's dirty little secrets, and that he needs to lose weight. But then when she was alone with Terrence, she'd tell him the same thing about Marcus. I guess it was her way of making sure she stayed the center of attention or something. So this combined with the white dress at my wedding fiasco taught me that my MIL was a shit stirrer, but I still wanted our children to have a relationship with their grandmother. So when it was time for my gender reveal party, I invited her. Well, kinda. The party started at 7:30 p.m., but I told her that it started at 9 LOL. But somehow she still managed to F everything up. I cut the cake as soon as she walked in the door. It was blue frosting. I immediately felt my face light up, and my husband took my hand and twirled me around. I expected to see everyone just as happy or excited as me. Instead, they all had forced smiles on their faces, like the ones the airplane hostesses give you. I thought I was imagining it, but then when I opened the gifts, all of them were extremely male-oriented. Baby boy sneakers, dinosaur toys, toy trucks. Call it maternal instinct, but I knew my MIL was behind this. So while everyone was distracted with the Wingstop bundle we ordered, me and my husband pulled her aside. I hope you're here to thank me. She immediately blurted out. What are you talking about? My husband asked with a sigh. I was the one who found out it was a boy, and now you have all the right gifts. You've had your entire life to be the center of attention. Can't you just give us one night? My husband's words stopped me in my tracks. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law's face turned completely red, and she glared at me like the whole thing was my fault. My husband didn't say anything else, just grabbed her shoes and coat, handed them to her, and opened the front door for her to leave. There were no other complications with the pregnancy, so instead of getting another ultrasound, we decided to just save the money to build Owen's room. And by we, I mean my husband, because my feet had swelled so much that walking was very uncomfortable. He painted the room blue, bought shelves, a cot, Spider-Man lights from IKEA, and put them all together by himself without me asking or lifting a finger. To all the girls reading this, please take this as your sign to never settle. Fast forward to a few weeks later when the baby was finally born, and a wave of anger boiled my blood, because as the pregnancy hormones pumped through my veins and exhaustion flooded my head, I was forced to deal with the fact that my mother-in-law had lied to us. Our baby Owen was actually a baby Bella. I had given birth to a baby girl. My mother-in-law was in the waiting room waiting to come into the birthing room, but my husband never called her in. I heard him whisper shout, "What the F is wrong with you?" I spent dozens of hours and not to mention a shot ton of money preparing a boy's room. She interrupted him to cackle. It was so ugly and loud I actually thought the glass from the window was about to crack. "Why are you so serious, Rin?" she yelled. Even the nurses were giving her dirty looks. My husband called over a security guard and asked him to escort her out, and I guess he caught the bad vibes because he actually listened. When my husband came back, he promised we would go NC with her, and baby Bella would never have the displeasure of meeting her. The first few days were hard, but somehow my mother-in-law made them even harder. Because one morning I woke up to a knock on the door. It wasn't my mother-in-law. It was CPS. She had an AirPod in one ear blasting Cardi B while chewing gum with her mouth wide open. She pushed past me and made a beeline straight to Bella's room. "Yep, just as I thought," she said while looking around. "Ma'am, we got an anonymous complaint of you forcing your baby daughter to be transgender. Do you have a next line of contact of where your baby girl could go?" I rubbed my eyes in disbelief. Tears streamed down my face. The rest of the full story is on my channel and linked below.